Hello, welcome to Wildcat Insider, your source for stories from grades 7, 8, and 9. I'm your host, John Massero, alongside Colin DeGraham. 7th grade had the opportunity to participate in an animal show on Wednesday, February 15th. Reporters Jacob Klein and Lillian Murphy had a chance to check out the show.
Earlier this month, 9th grade students visited EWCTC to explore their programs and participate in hands-on activities. It was a great opportunity for students to learn more about a variety of career pathways.
The second annual Mardi Gras Carnival was held on Tuesday, February 21st. Activities and snacks were enjoyed by all. Haley Bruno and Boston Slory captured some highlights from this event.
Hi, I'm reporter Haley Bruno, and tonight I'm with the president of the French Club, Ben Ammett. Ben, what was the thing that inspired you to do this event?
Well, you see, Haley, I was inspired by last year and the event that we planned. And you know, I was really determined to bring the event back to life and do it again. And I'm just so happy that we were able to do it. And the people that showed up. I'm really proud of it.
Ben, this is a really nice event, but what was your favorite part about planning this event?
My favorite part of planning the event was hanging out with my friends and my family, because my cousin Mackenzie helped me plan it. And you see, it really brought us all together and made us a whole big happy French family.
The junior high web leaders hosted a Wildcat to win it on Wednesday, February 22nd. Haley and Boston also checked out this fun event. Here are the highlights.
Having our feet tied together and actually cooperating with each other.
Hopping.
Instead of falling.
My name's Sierra, and my strategy for candy cane fishing was bumping the candy canes up onto the other ones and scooping them up that way.
My name's Lavanya, and my strategy for candy cane fishing was to move it toward the edge so I could get a better hook on it.
If you were looking for a sweet treat or a delicious coffee, 512 Coffee and Ice Cream serves hot and cold beverages, locally made pastries, and delicious locally made ice cream. 512 opened its doors in the summer of 2021. We sent reporters Derek Scheller, Parker Davis, and Gage Cagle to check out this local business.
Why did you make the shop?
I think the coffee business is a good business to be in. I spent a lot of time on the Big Island of Hawaii, which coffee is a pretty prominent thing out there. So a lot of folks that I knew, they're either growing coffee or picking coffee or selling coffee. So I was around the coffee industry for a long time. And when I moved back to Pennsylvania, I was really like, hey, why don't we open up a coffee shop somewhere? I think it'd be a lot of fun. So I think that's what kind of started it, being around or being in Hawaii for such a long time. And then being immersed in like the coffee culture.
But what are some things you sell other than coffee?
Well, it's 512 coffee and ice cream, so we specialize in those two things. But in addition to that, we have a lunch menu. We do sandwiches, grilled cheese. We use local cheese from Pleasant Lane Farms out in Pleasant Unity. We do different soups. We have sandwiches. We do smoothies, all organic smoothies. What else do we sell? We got all kinds of different candies, some like nostalgic candy selection over there. So we've kind of expanded in a bunch of different ways.
What are your favorite things you sell and make?
Favorite things I sell and make? I mean, we're pretty proud of our coffee, right? So we have real quality coffee and enjoy making the different coffee drinks and provide, everything that we put out there. We try to make a very high quality product. So we take a lot of time into developing, tasting, and figuring out the recipe for each one of those things. So when we do, when we do sell it, it's something that we've taken some time to really experiment with and find it's a good product. Yeah, I would like we can talk a little bit more about the history of the house. So this is part. There's twin houses here. So John Osler and his brother built these two houses. They're next to each other, and their father owned a house across the street where Doc Johnson's place is now. And these guys, John was a colonel in the Civil War. And then after the Civil War, he moved back here, and they built these houses together. And seven of the monuments at Gettysburg, the marble bases for Gettysburg, came from these two guys. So they came back here and they did some stonework, and they put it on the train and they brought it out to Gettysburg, which I think is pretty cool. So I mean, to be a colonel in the Civil War and then to produce a portion of a monument at Gettysburg is pretty neat. But to be a colonel in the Civil War too, you're pretty high-ranking official there. So I'd imagine there was a lot of very famous people, and maybe even some presidents that have walked through this house at one time. And jumped on the train. This was ideal, I think, back in the day. This is where the upper class, lived, and close to the transportation, which would have been the train. So I think it's a really cool part of Latrobe history. And we've gone through the house and we've done metal detecting, out in the yard, and we found, all kinds of artifacts in the house and in the yard. We have it displayed over here in this case here, and we also have like a little pamphlet that people pick up when they come in. It tells a little more in-depth history of the house here, but it's been pretty neat though. Yeah.
On their app, you can find what hours they are open, their address, and an Airbnb that you can choose to check out. You can also see all the items they are selling and how much they are, and set an order for pickup.
Students had the opportunity to create memories at the Sadie's and Sweetheart dances. Miranda Stein and Chase Demagon have a recap.
While many dance moves were on display at these dances, Brooke Colt and Sarah Levan challenged students and teachers to share their best Irish jig as we move into our St. Patrick's Day part of the show.
March 17th, we will see a lot of green in the hallways of the school. Haley Bonenberger and Vince Coletti asked students and teachers about their favorite shade of green.
Dark green. Forest green.
Neon green.
Emerald green. Olive green.
Sage green.
Neon green.
Viridian. Sage. Dark green.
If you are looking for a refreshing treat to make, try out this recipe for frozen Harry Potter butterbeer by Ashley Eberhardt and Leslie Bell.
How to make Harry Potter frozen butterbeer. You will need 1 cup cream soda, 1.5 cup butterscotch, 6 cup ice cubes, and 1 cup whipped topping. Pour your soda and ice into a blender and blend. Pour into the desired cup of your choice.
Microwave butterscotch chips for 30 seconds and mix. Repeat until melted. Mix into whipped topping. Put butterscotch topping onto the cream soda mixture.
There's your very own butterbeer. Enjoy!
Another favorite frozen drink is the Shamrock Shake. So how do you feel about this seasonal menu item? Here are Jakaya McBride and Marley Hudspeth with today's Take It or Leave It.
Take it.
I think I'm gonna lead that guy.
I think I'm gonna take it.
Take it.
Leave it.
Leave it.
Take it.
Leave it.
Now it's time to test your St. Patrick's Day knowledge. Play along with this trivia game by Haley Bruno.
Where was St. Patrick born? A. Ireland, B. Turkey, C. Greenland, or D. Britain? The correct answer was D. Britain. When was the color green introduced to St. Patrick's Day festivities? A. 15th century, B. 18th century, C. 19th century, or D. the 21st century? The correct answer is B. 18th century. Which river in Illinois is dyed green every year to celebrate this holiday? A. Ohio River, B. Illinois River, C. Chicago River, or D. Mississippi River? The correct answer is C. Chicago River. What is a traditional Irish American meal? A. Pot roast, B. Cornmeal catfish with tomato gravy, C. Corned beef and cabbage, or D. Braised sweetbreads Eugene? The correct answer was C. Corned beef and cabbage. What did St. Patrick use as part of his teachings? A. 4-leaf clover, B. Pot of gold, C. A rainbow, or D. A 3-leaf clover? The correct answer was D. 3-leaf clover.
From salad to kiwi, what's your favorite green food? Zach Flick and Owen Tesselvich asked students and teachers for their opinions.
Food is broccoli.
My favorite green food is apples.
I like green eggs and ham. Broccoli.
Asparagus.
Brussels sprouts.
Mine's kiwi.
Broccoli. Guacamole.
My favorite green food. Nothing better than a great salad.
Do you prefer guacamole, salsa, or queso? Since today is National Tortilla Chip Day, Jack Sacrapani and Ina Serb took to the halls with today's poll question.
Jack Sacrapani and I roamed the halls to see which tip dip people preferred. These are the results.
To our surprise, queso was favored in every grade level, and all the teachers favored queso too.
You have the results of the dip preference, but what about the chips? Andy Tass, Brock Polinsky, and Sawyer Butina conducted a blind taste test to see if our volunteers can identify the correct flavor of chip.
Chip 1.
That's some spicy Doritos.
Alright, Izzy. Chip 2.
Those are some sun chips. I don't know what kind.
Alright, chip 3. Right here.
The potato chips.
What's 1?
One is Doritos,
What kind of Doritos?
like spicy ones, the purple bag.
Chip 2.
Sun chips. I don't know what kind.
What kind?
I don't know.
Three.
Potato chips.
Today is also International Stand Up to Bullying Day. Colin and I have some ways that you can take a stand.
With 1 in 5 people being bullied, it's a good thing to know how to stop it if it happens to you. Here are a few ways how. First off, calmly tell them to stop doing whatever they are doing. If this doesn't work, then you can try to laugh it off and go on with your day. You could also just walk away and ignore them, or if you are being bullied online, then you can also unadd them or block them. You could also try to talk to a trusted adult and try and stop it.
Moving to sports, Savannah Repack, Peter Zackham, and Mitch Horner have an update on the 7th and 8th grade volleyball team.
The girls' volleyball season is just getting underway. We had a chance to ask players who they thought their biggest competitor would be this season.
I think our toughest opponent will be PT.
Penn Trafford. Armstrong.
I think our toughest competitor will be PT.
I also think PT too.
I also think PT.
The wrestling team has had a great season. Reporters Aaron Ulowitz and Julia Macy spoke to Hunter Snyder about his wrestling achievements.
How long have you been wrestling?
Since I was 7 years old.
What teams do you wrestle for?
Team USA, Team PA, Team All-American, and Greater Latrobe Wrestling.
What are you ranked?
Number 1 in the country at 170.
What was your best match?
Winning a state title last year.
Who are your biggest supporters?
My coaches, my parents, and my siblings.
What is your favorite part about wrestling?
Having fun with my teammates and just putting hard work in.
What is the hardest part about wrestling?
First of all, making weight. That's always fun. I would say pressure and nerves before the match. Everybody gets them, but it's how you conquer them.
What has wrestling taught you?
Just being a better person. Just keep motivated and always to wear your headgear.
What are your best memories?
I was down in the state finals, 30 seconds left, and I hit a move to put the kid on his back and ended up winning by 1. Another never forgetting moment, I lost to a girl whenever I first started, and it always keeps me humble.
What are your future plans?
To wrestle at Ohio State and become a veterinarian and work with dolphins.
Freshman Maddie Minchinsky recently went to Paris to compete in a softball tournament. Gabby Cunningham and Mackenzie Kubistek have the story.
A month ago, Maddie was given the opportunity to play overseas in Amsterdam and Paris for softball.
Hi, I'm Gabby Cunningham, and I'm here with
Maddie Munchinsky.
How many years have you played softball for?
About 10 years now.
What position do you play?
I play catcher and third base.
What team do you currently play for?
I play for Pittsburgh Spirit.
What's your favorite softball memory?
Probably just I love championship Sundays because you win, you keep playing, and it's just really fun, and my teammates are amazing.
How did your team get the opportunity to play overseas?
It was a long process, but okay, so my grandpa is the head of our organization, and he's been going over there for over 20 years, and he runs a team every year. And so I went with the 18U team. They need a catcher, so.
Did your team compete in the tournament?
We did pretty good. We got 5th out of 15 teams, I think.
And what was your favorite thing about Paris?
The Eiffel Tower, of course, was really cool to see at night, and I even got to go up it during the day. And I went to the main street in Paris. It was pretty cool with all the shops like Dior and stuff like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
7th grade student Bren Dienmich is leaving her mark in the competitive dance and cheer arena. Reporter Ariana Kramer spoke to Brenna about her experience.
What is your favorite style of dance?
My favorite style of dance is jazz because you can have fun with it.
What is your favorite competition?
My favorite competition is Encore because we always go to that one every year and it's really fun.
What advice would you give to other athletes?
I would say to manage your time well and always practice your routines.
What is your favorite tradition to do with your team?
My favorite tradition is going to Crackle Barrel before a competition.
March Madness is set to begin on March 14th. Mason Rubis and Ellen Burkett asked students and teachers to predict which teams we will see in the Final Four.
The University of Pittsburgh, because that's where I went to school.
Loyola Marymount University.
The Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Iowa.
Penn State.
Syracuse.
Georgia.
Georgia.
Pitt.
Villanova.
I got Duke.
St. Mary's.
We will be back after this message.
Attention current 8th graders. Want to be part of the team that creates the Wildcat Insider next year? Then be sure to schedule Foundations of Broadcast as one of your electives. Learn how to film and edit video segments and work on a TV studio. This is a hands-on course that allows you to explore your creativity while having a lot of fun.
Our next segment will be on the 12 principles of animation, first defined by Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnson in the book, The Illusion of Life. These are 12 rules that can help people who may be interested in starting animation find their way. Here's Dalton King with the explanation.
Squash and stretch is the principle where you squish and stretch your object to create the illusion of physics. You need to make sure to keep the volume the same. Anticipation is the principle where you create extra frames to emphasize a movement before it actually happens. For example, this ball squashes down before it jumps up. Staging is the principle where you use movement to make the viewer watching focus on certain parts of the scene. Straight ahead action and pose to pose are the two main animation styles. Straight ahead is animating each frame after the previous one, while pose to pose is creating the most important frames called keyframes and then making frames in between them. Follow through and overlapping action are where the appendage of an object, like the antenna on this ball, is the last to move when the object moves and the last to stop when the object stops. Slow in and slow out is the principle where you add frames at the end of a movement and delete the frames in the middle to create a more realistic beginning and end to the movement. Arcs are found in most natural movements. So using arcs in your movements looks more natural and less robotic. Secondary actions are movements in the environment that support the main action. A secondary action could be a facial expression, movement of a limb, or other objects reacting to the main object. Timing is how you affect an object's speed. If the movement of the object is fast, you have fewer frames in between. If the movement of the object is slow, it should have more frames in between. Exaggeration is used to make animations more dynamic and amplify an emotion. You can use extreme frames to add exaggeration. Saw drawing is understanding how your objects fit into a 3D space. For more complex shapes, like bodies, you can break them apart into simple shapes like cubes, spheres, and cylinders. Appeal is how visually pleasing your object and environment are to look at. A good way to do this is by emphasizing a character's traits like body shape or certain body features. If you want to learn more, read The Illusion of Life by Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnston, or search for the 12 Principles of Animation on YouTube.
We end our show with some optical illusions. Gabby Behe and Evie St. Clair asked students what they see in each image.
Do you see a man's face or a woman reading under trees?
I see a terrible Vincent van Gogh.
Apple tree.
See like a man's head with long hair, and then it's like he's sticking his tongue out. Yeah.
Do you see a man's face or a man playing a guitar?
A hippie playing a banjo.
I saw a old man sitting down on like a mat playing like a guitar or like a banjo.
I saw a man, like a big face, looking down at the man, staring at him.
Do you see a woman's face or birds flying around?
Okay, I see a person in the picture, and it looks like it along with these weird bird thingies.
I saw a lady and some birds flying up.
Thanks for tuning in to this edition of the Wildcat Insider. We'll see you on our next episode on March 24th.